Welcome back to another movie lingo discussion. I'm Cody.
I'm Alyssa Jansen.
And I'm Kendall.
And today we're going to be talking about American Ultra. Alyssa, you want to tell us what American Ultra is about, very briefly?
Sure. American Ultra was, it's basically just a stoner film. It kind of is like the Bourne Identity films because the main character, I don't know his name.
Mike. Mike Howell.
Yeah, Mike. He's a stoner kid. But he's like he has like a secret identity that he didn't even know about, and he's actually like this like trained killer from like a long time ago that the CIA created, and it's basically about him like discovering it and also killing bad guys at the same time, and he's like, what's happening? That's basically what happens.
Basically.
All right. So let's talk about how we felt about this movie. Kendall, you want to go first?
I didn't really like it too much, to be honest. Yeah.
I'm so upset.
Don't kill me.
Don't kill me.
I mean, it wasn't terrible, but as stoner films go, I've seen better. Particularly Pineapple Express. That's the first thing that came to mind when I was watching the trailer of this movie. It kind of reminded me of that, and I went in thinking it was going to be like that. But it wasn't really that funny to me. And the action was good, but overall, I didn't really enjoy the film too much.
Huh. Melissa, how about you?
I liked it. I wouldn't say like it was my favorite movie ever, but I liked it. I've never really seen many stoner films, I don't think. I've never seen Pineapple Express, and I don't think there's any other ones that...
Can't think of any off the top of my head, but there's plenty.
I can't either now that we think about it, but...
For like a comedy action kind of movie, I really enjoyed it. That's what I thought. Once I saw the actual trailer for the movie, that's kind of how I thought it was. And with that in mind, I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was clever. I liked it.
Well, personally, I wasn't that impressed. I was actually looking forward to more of a comedy movie when I saw the trailer. I was expecting there to be a lot more laughs and a lot more jokes, but it was the action was very good. I did like that, and but overall, I guess because I went in looking for a comedy and I came out and it was more action than comedy in my opinion. I was just like, oh, okay. Like some of the action scenes were pretty cool, and he kills people with a spoon and that kind of thing. But I guess I just went in with a little bit higher expectations than I thought. So the movie, it's just okay, I guess is what I would give it. I probably won't watch it again or anything like that. But so we wanted to talk about, we're classifying this movie as a stoner movie. And we haven't seen Pineapple Express, but I know you have. Mm-hmm. So if you could just tell us how you think that they compared to each other.
Pineapple Express, it was a lot less action. There was action at the end of the movie, but first and foremost, it's a comedy.
Right.
And I feel like this movie's kind of the opposite. Like first and foremost, it's an action movie, and then the comedy's kind of, tacked on it.
Okay.
But Pineapple Express was like all for the laughs, especially since it had James Franco and Seth Rogen. And, those guys are
because they can never be in a movie not together.
Right.
Except for The Night Before coming out. This is gonna be the first film.
I feel like he'll make a cameo appearance.
Yeah,
Probably.
he'll be in it somewhere.
But yeah, Pineapple Express. It was all about drugs, like all about weed. That was like the whole plot point, the center of the movie. And this one, it's about, he's a spy, he's a sleeper agent. It's about the action.
And the action, I wanted to ask you guys, I thought it was actually pretty cool. Like some of the action was really good. I wish they wouldn't have spoiled the frying pan bullet in the trailers.
The old frying pan bullet trick.
Because if I hadn't known that was coming, that would have been so much more impressive
That would
to
have
me.
been really cool to see.
But how did you guys feel about the action? And I know the one thing that honestly kept me going through that movie was at the action. So, how did you feel about it, Alyssa?
The action was really different because I would never see those characters being actiony.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like Kristen Stewart has never played a character where she's like super like badass.
She was a vampire.
Okay, she didn't do anything like that when she was a vampire. She was 10 times cooler like this than she was as a vampire with her I can protect everyone in my bubble thingy that she did. But I don't know, and like Jesse Eisenberg, I don't feel like he's ever been He was in Zombieland, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. In Zombieland, he didn't do anything crazy. Like, he just, like, shot zombies. Like, he wasn't, like, killing them like that or anything.
He killed Bill Murray.
That's true, he did.
Columbus is the scared one?
Yeah. He's like a little bunny.
I'll get him. What's this?
No, it's okay. It's okay. I got him.
Is that how you say hello? Where are you coming from?
Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't believe I shot Bill Murray.
Is that not action enough for you, Alyssa?
No. But besides that, I'd never seen characters like that, like, as action-y people, so I really enjoyed seeing the action even more because it was them.
I think I can agree with that, especially Topher Grace.
Yeah.
I think like all of us are so used to seeing Topher Grace in that 70s show that he plays this dick of a guy. He's so mean and rude, and it's so weird to I want Red Foreman to walk on screen and just call him dumbass and put him in his place. Like, he's swearing, he's yelling, he's insulting Kristen Stewart. He's basically the head of the mission to bring down Mike Howell, and he is essentially just a prick, honestly. And I thought that was kind of interesting to see him in that role. I don't like him in that role though, because I guess when you play when you play such a monumental role, like Topher Grace is now and forever in my head Eric Foreman. I watched Spider-Man 3 and I saw it in there, and it was really hard for me to get him with Venom. It's difficult for me to do that. But how did you guys feel about that? I didn't like Topher Grace in this movie. I don't think he plays that part very well.
No, I don't think I've seen anything besides that 70s show that I've liked Topher Grace in.
I'm so sorry, Topher Grace.
Actually, he was in a movie called One Date with Todd Hamilton, and it's an old movie, and I really enjoyed it. Kate Bosworth is in it, and it was cute. It was really cute. He played a really cute guy in it, and yep, that's it.
But was he closer to Eric Foreman as this guy, or was he closer to this guy he was playing in the movie?
I don't even think he was really like Eric Foreman that much. He was still kind of like the guy that was no one really noticed.
Okay.
Because he wasn't Todd Hamilton. But I thought, I don't know if he's really like Eric Foreman. He wasn't like a rude like this character, but I don't know. Okay, sorry. I like that movie.
It's okay. Well, speaking of the cast, this is the very first movie where I didn't hate Kristen Stewart. I hated her in Twilight, but she was kind of a badass bitch in this movie. She didn't do a lot of action, but I don't know. I just sometimes when Kristen Stewart talks to me on a camera, I get bored, and her voice just annoys me. But I don't know. I thought it was interesting. I thought that her character was really good in this movie. How did you guys feel about that?
I liked it. She did play good. Her acting wasn't necessarily different as other movies. It fit her character better. Because in the movie she's supposed to have given up her previous life, to be with Mike, who's kind of this awkward kid. You know, he's a little slow, but they kind of connect well together. The actors though, Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart, they had great chemistry in the movie.
Yeah,
I thought.
their relationship was very nice. It was very happy. I liked it. What about you? How did you feel about her and their relationship?
I honestly feel like her acting was better in this movie. I thought it was a different kind. From all the movies that I've seen her in, and I've seen almost every movie that Kristen Stewart's been in.
Fight.
And I've seen the Twilight movies over and over and over again because
why? There's no justifiable reason for you.
Because that was me. That was me. I loved Twilight. I loved it. Didn't like the movies that much, but I still watched them a lot because I read the books 3 times each.
Edward.
Jacob.
Edward.
Jacob.
Edward.
Jacob.
What team are you on?
Team Edward.
What?
Duh.
Jacob Black is far more attractive than Edward.
So? Edward was amazing.
Edward was stupid. But
I loved
go ahead.
him.
Sorry. We're talking about Twilight, not American Ultra.
Off.
Stay tuned next week for Movie Lingo's discussion of the Twilight movie saga.
But I thought her acting was really different, and I enjoyed it.
All right, so we talked about Jesse Eisenberg's character, and we mentioned it a little bit, but I do want to go in depth with it. He's kind of like this, like split personality almost. His violent and military training snaps out of nowhere. Yet we have these instances. Like one of my favorite scenes was when he's in the jail cell and the guy gets pushed into the jail cell, and he goes, "Oh, there's a gun in there." Whoops. And the guy like turns around and picks up the gun, and later on Kristen Stewart's like, okay,
You don't say that.
you don't say there's a gun
He's
like
I'm sorry.
when a bad guy's chasing you. He's like, yeah, in retrospect, I can see why that's not a good idea. And then yet he goes like, when anyone approaches him violently, to this like, he is 100% aware of the entire situation. And I thought that was pretty interesting. I wanted to see what you guys thought about it. Start with you first, Alisa.
I thought that was really cool. I that's what I enjoyed about him, because I've never seen him in a character that he's been so like aggressive, and I enjoyed watching it. I liked that they would kind of like slow down a little bit when he was like figuring out what he could do, like when he was thinking about what he had, like the first scene when there was the first guys on his car, like on the tires, putting the bomb or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was thinking about like what he had, and he was like, I have soup, and what do you have, like a spoon? Yeah, he had soup and a spoon. He's like, he like threw it at them. I thought that was really cool. I enjoyed him like watching and figuring out what he wanted to do next.
And how about you, Kendall?
I thought it was funny. That's one things I think was funny about the movie. Kind of how Kristen Stewart called out, like again, the scene that happened with the gun, and there was a time one of the bad guys was chasing Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart.
Oh, and he says,
she's
wait!
like, wait, and he just
You
stops.
don't turn around!
Wait, and
He
Jesse
turns around and he's like, what? And she throws a grenade at him.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
That
But,
was okay. You go first.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say that I thought it was funny that they kind of called it out, because that's like one of the tropes that usually happens in movies, and this movie did it, and then the characters in the movie called it out.
Yeah, that's kind of like in the Green Lantern when the only part right now of the Green Lantern that I liked. Just gonna go right there and say that when Ryan Reynolds shows up to Blake Lively's place in the Green Lantern attire, and she's like, "Hal, is that you?" And he's like, "How do you know it's me?" She's like, "You think because you put black over your eyes, I don't know who you are? Thank you." That's the only credit you get for that movie. But I think it's funny when movies finally point out tropes like that. But I had an interesting idea that I've been thinking about the last like 20 minutes, and the more I'm seeing it, I want to discuss it with you guys. And I think the people watching will appreciate it. Can we agree that we usually see Jesse Eisenberg in like comedic or stupid, goofy kind of roles?
Yeah.
Like he's
awkward.
He's an awkward.
Yeah, he's always the awkward guy.
Yet we all know that coming up in Batman v Superman, we're going to see Jesse Eisenberg in a completely different light. He's going to be playing Lex Luthor, one of the most like calculated men in the DC universe, and I feel like this movie almost is kind of transitioning us into seeing Jesse Eisenberg from a kind of goofy, awkward type of guy to a cold, calculated man. I think it's interesting that this movie comes out, it's coming out beforehand, and it's almost like we see 50% of old Jesse Eisenberg and 50% of new Jesse Eisenberg in this movie.
Yeah, that's probably a good transition, because I feel like if we did go from like his
We went from,
previous
like,
roles,
Adventureland to...
yeah,
He was in Adventureland too?
Wasn't he in Adventureland?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
that was
he
the other
played-
one.
Yeah.
With Kristen Stewart. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
he was with Kristen Stewart, yeah.
I
From,
never
like-
watched all of that movie.
Oh,
But
it's
anyway.
a good movie.
Yeah, so the transition would be kind of weird from like his previous awkward kind of roles straight to Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
But I guess this is good on his case, because then it's like it makes it easier for the viewer kind of like to get used to him being that calculated person. It's definitely gonna make it easier for me, because I'm starting to see like he does do kind of well as someone.
Yeah,
out of
when he has that serious look on his face, like Jesse Eisenberg is intimidating.
Yeah.
Looking. Especially in that scene where he's in the jail cell
The
and he's
handcuffs.
in the
Yeah.
handcuffs and he's tapping his foot, and when it stops, like you see his like face lift slowly and he's fucking beat to hell. He's got the scars all over him. Like I was like, okay, like Jesse Eisenberg, you look like you've seen some shit, dude. Like whoa, like straight out of Compton. But how about you? How did you feel about this interesting transition we're seeing for Jesse Eisenberg?
I would agree with it. I like his other roles. I like the kind of person that he always plays. I think he's so cute. Because I like the awkward, goofy, weird guy in the movies. That's who I root for all the time. But I enjoyed watching the transition. Yeah, that's it. I just yeah.
All right.
I mean, I'm not super like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for him
Yeah.
in the movie. It doesn't like bother me that much or whatever. I'm not. Woo.
Right.
So
You're not as thrilled
Yeah.
for Batman v Superman
Yeah, it
as a
doesn't-
lot of people
yeah.
are.
So-
Okay, that's understandable.
I don't have anything to like look forward to.
You're wrong, but that's understandable.
Okay.
So, in the beginning of this movie, we saw an interesting kind of way to start off the movie. In most movies, we see a lot of movies they show you the ending, but then they just fade out or they go like directly to 3 years from now, like that kind of thing.
Right.
But in this movie, we see it's almost as if they took the entire movie and they rewound it at the beginning and showed you all the scenes that were happening. And I wanted to see how you guys felt about it, because for me it was good, but it was a little weird for me. I feel like we saw too much.
Yeah, I don't think it was good at all. I absolutely hated that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that.
I don't like it.
All right.
Yeah.
None of us really liked it. Okay.
It's kind of like when trailers show you too much, and I'm sure everybody hates when a trailer gives off the movie.
Ugh.
This was literally within the
Amazing
first 5
Spider-Man 2.
minutes. Yeah, the whole movie was there. And this one, it's backwards. It shows you all the scenes.
And it even stops at bigger scenes and
Yeah.
shows them for a little bit longer.
Yeah, like the frying pan, the ending at the grocery store. You saw a couple of kills from there.
Yep.
And it just all went backwards. And as you're watching the movie, normally you're like, oh, I kind of saw this.
Yeah.
And it kind of ruined it. What do you think?
I agree. I don't like it when movies. I don't like that happens. And also at the beginning when he was the cop or the agent, whatever, he was putting down like the papers of each item that they found at the crime
Yeah.
scenes.
Yeah.
They basically told you every time what he was going to use for that scene, and I was like, well, now I'm not going to be like, oh my god, did he just use that? Because I already know what he's going to use.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as exciting. I wish they didn't show that, because, like you said, the frying pan. If they didn't show that in the trailer, that would have been so
Yeah, that
awesome
would've been a
to
lot cooler.
see. So that kind of upsetted me a little bit, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah. No, I agree. I wasn't a big fan of it. I didn't dislike it as much as you guys, but
I didn't hate it, but I
Yeah.
didn't like it.
I hated it.
I personally felt it would have been a little bit better if they had just been like they laid out the scenes and we didn't see the pictures, and then he just went to what happened when they were,
Yeah.
Uh, So I think we're all pretty much in agreement that we didn't really like the rewinding of the movie in front of us.
Yeah.
But Alyssa, you mentioned before that you appreciated the ending outside
I
of the
did.
movie.
I liked it.
You want to tell our people what
Yeah.
happened?
So basically, after everything that happens in their town, West Virginia, wherever they are in West Virginia, after everything happens,
Lyman. Yeah.
It fast forwards 6 months from then, and they're in.
It was 6 months?
Yeah, 6 months.
Oh.
They fast forward 6 months, and I don't remember what country they went to. It was a country in Asia.
We think it was Taiwan.
It could be Taiwan, or it could be Hong Kong.
Hong Kong's not a country, darling.
Not a country, but a city. They said a city.
It was somewhere in Asia.
You
that's
said
all
I don't know
matters.
what country they went to. It could be Hong Kong.
Okay, whatever.
I don't know what country they went to. Could have been Africa.
Could have been.
Africa's a continent.
I don't care.
Let's go.
And so they went there, and they're like in this like nice fancy hotel, and Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart are walking through, and I actually thought they were there for like their honeymoon, because Jesse Eisenberg in the movie he would always get panic attacks when he would try to leave the city, and they programmed his brain to do that. So I thought maybe they're like, oh, they're on the honeymoon, because right before that he proposed to her finally, because he'd been waiting the entire movie. That was like the whole thing in the entire movie, that he was going to propose.
And then he proposed when they were pointing all the guns at
Yeah,
him,
like,
and then they
they're
tased
like,
him.
Oh man, come on, just give us like one.
Tased him.
Yeah, it was funny.
Forbidden love.
Yeah, that was one of the funny parts when when she tased her. She's like, "Come on!"
Oh,
and then
yeah.
they tased her. I thought that was funny. But yeah, so they were there, and I thought they were there for like their honeymoon or something. But they were actually there because Jesse Eisenberg like walks away to go into the elevator, and then Kristen Stewart like looks away, and there's like a camera on the chandelier, and she's like, you realize they're being watched. You realize this is actually like a
mission.
setup. Like
Yeah.
they're doing this, and then he gets like a sack thrown over his head when he gets into the elevator by the people that are in there, and then they like beat him up a little bit, and then they're down in like the kitchen or like the basement or something, and they rip it off, and then they're like talking to him and whatever, and then the guy, he's speaking to him in like Mandarin, I think it was. And then Jesse Eisenberg, I didn't realize that I could speak Mandarin. So he understood everything. And then the guy was like, we only pulled out, this is the only thing the guy had on him. And it was like a piece of paper that had like a cartoon on it that said like F you. And then Jesse Eisenberg like looks around the room and he looks at different things. And he was like, yeah, I can beat you up because there's like a frying pan and like a shovel in the corner. And he was like, I got this. And then it just ends.
Yeah.
It was really entertaining. And it kind of was like, ooh, maybe there could be like another movie where Jesse Eisenberg is a killer.
Doubt it.
No, we don't need another sequel. But the scene was cool in itself.
That was the whole scene.
It was Jesse Eisenberg is this cocky kind of actiony guy at the end. Like he knows he can do these things, so he kind of fit into it a little bit. And I liked the scene. I thought it was pretty cool. Also, Kristen Stewart wore the hell out of that dress.
She did.
She looked really good.
She did.
How'd you feel about the last scene?
I liked it.
Did it make up for the movie in general?
It did. It kind of, I don't know, I feel like there should have been more of that, but I guess that wouldn't have been the movie if it was like that.
Yeah.
But it did lead, that ending scene did lead into the ending credits, which I thought was really good. Not to say like that was my favorite part of the movie because the movie was bad though. But the ending credits, it kind of, throughout the movie he has this cartoon that he draws, Apollo 8. And he's constantly drawing it throughout the movie. And Kristen Stewart's character was telling him he should make it into like a book or whatever. But the ending credits is kind of it's Apollo 8, his cartoon, doing what he would be doing, killing the bad guys that had kidnapped him.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really interesting. It was a nice visual. So I like that part of the movie. The ending credits were cool.
Yeah, it was interesting to see the drawings since the credits.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and give it a rating. Doing on a scale of 10. So let's start with you. How'd you feel? What do you want to give it?
I didn't really think about what I wanted to rate it. I feel like I didn't give it like a 6 out of 10. It was better than just like which would be like a 5 for me. I would give it like a 6. I think a 6 out of 10 would be accurate enough.
Kendall?
I'd give it a 5. I thought it was
The worst person ever.
I didn't really like it. It had its moments, but overall it didn't really catch my fancy.
I'm gonna have to give it a 5 as well. It was okay. Honestly, if we're being frank with each other, I would have given it a 4 if, for some reason, I was really attracted to Kristen Stewart in this movie. I thought it was the first time too, because like when I see Kristen Stewart in a movie, I'm like, oh, it's Kristen Stewart. You could be very like badass and cool and like you're like an awkward punk rock chick type of thing, but like then she's just like Edward. And I'm like, okay, whatever, I lost it. But in this movie, you know, she had like a badass hairstyle and the red hair, and it's hard. Yeah, it was the fade, and it was hard to tell her and Jesse Eisenberg because they both wear flannel and they both had long hair. So if they were standing back to back in a couple scenes, you were like, I would look at them and I was like, which is which person? But I would have to give it a 5. And I don't know what 16 divided by 3 is, so we are going to give Movie Lingo's average of 5.333333333. It's one of those.
Let's just round it up to 5.5.
5.4, dude.
Well,
Or do
on
you-
that scale, I mean,
Did you go to school?
Yeah, 5.3 rounds up to 5.5.
no, I mean like you do
It actually
5.
rounds down
technically
to
it would,
5.
it would technically round down to 5.
No, I mean like.
Do you not know
'cause
the
it's-
rounding scale?
I'm trying to be generous here.
If it's 4, round down. If it's 5.
Yeah, but have we been doing like 0.4s,
Yeah.
0.3s? We have?
Where have you been?
Wait,
Not here, apparently.
Yes.
It's fine. 5.4.
All right, so Movie Lingo average of 5.
0.4.
like,
Alrighty, guys. This has been our Movie Lingo discussion for, I almost said Adventureland. For American Ultra, I'm Cody Flutie.
I'm Melissa Jansen.
And I'm Kendall.
We're once again filming from Past, Present, Future. They changed the layout of the place and they painted the floors black. It actually looks really good in here. We switched our tables around so you guys can see some of the cool statues and displays that they have. It's located in Davie, Florida. Everyone who works here are the best people in the world. They're the nicest. They'll help you with your comics. They'll give you their opinions and talk to them about different stuff. You can get action figures, manga, all that good stuff. But keep up. Liking those videos and subscribing. We'll be coming again next week with new movies. It comes out next week. Does anyone know off the top of their head? I don't. We'll have something for you. Don't
My
worry.
autobiography comes out.
No one's gonna watch that.
It's literally just me reading all the Twilight books.
And if you'd like, you can check us out on YouTube. Search up our Movie Lingo videos. You can also check us out at movielingo.net, Twitter at movielingo1, and on Instagram, Movie Lingo. Hope you guys have a great day. Have a great weekend. Have a great life. Have a great week. Get married. Have kids. Don't. Do whatever you want. Bye.
We'll take my car and we'll go get stoned.
You want to get high right now?
Okay, no. I recognize that now as like a faux pas.